Well, I've got over 1,000 subscribers. I hadn't really said anything about it, and I've been pretty busy and hadn't really done much videos. I just thought I'd feature a knife on this video. It's one of my old favorites. I've featured it on the channel before. Bark River Bravo 1.5. It's in A2. You can see it's got some patina and stuff on there, but it's clean. I don't mind patina on A2. Curly maple handle, red liners. It's the full thickness. I'm going to try to cut this watermelon with it. Now, I don't use this knife as much. You don't see it as much on the channel because I do a lot of stuff, cutting up stuff in the kitchen like this. And this is too big for everyday carry, and it's a thick knife, and I don't do a lot of chopping and batoning and stuff most of the time, and it's not quite as slicey for in the kitchen, so I usually use the thinner knives, but I thought I'd feature it. It's one of my old favorites, one of the best Bark Rivers that I got for the fit and finish on this thing. It's perfect. They'll go right through it, and this knife will come back to sharp very easy. Probably something to do with the A2 on it, maybe, or maybe the heat treat on this one was just extra good or something. But yeah, this is one of my favorite knives because it sharp as all get out, and you can sharpen it up very easy. So you can see it'll go through a watermelon in the kitchen like nothing. No problem at all whatsoever. Or you can do a lot of batoning. It's a real batoner. Big old thick blade. It'll really go through some stuff. I mean, it's made for it. A2's plenty tough. And it's got a wide blade that just splits the stock real good. This thing's better as a camp knife or batoning and all that really than it is in the kitchen where you want a real slicey little blade. Thank everybody that helped me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to try to make a little more content over the next little while. I'm busy sometimes. I get real busy. And it's hard to get time to make content, but I had a little time today. I thought I'd feature one of my old favorites. Now, this is a convex grind, of course, so convex grind should do feather sticks. See that? Even though it's a thick knife, I can just turn out them feather sticks on it with that convex. Really easy. Big old thick handle. Really comfortable handle. Good design. I hadn't bought a Bark River in a while. This is one of my first ones I got. I think this is the third one I got. But I got two at the same time. And then immediately got this one, as I said, I've told it before. And so this is one of the older ones. They used to do a pretty good job. Last ones I bought had good fit and finish, though. I've told that. The Magna Cut ones. What I've said about this knife is the edge on it was super sharp, and it seems to hold the edge pretty good, especially for A2. And you can really sharpen this knife easy. Something about this knife, the edge just comes right back on it. It was always one of my sharpest knives. I've got some knives, I don't know if it's the profile or what's happened to them, that they just don't want to get a good edge on them. And then if they ever get dull, you have a hard time getting the edge back on them. Just they don't sharpen good. This is not like that. It sharpens easy. Edge comes right back on it. See that little, if I was a better feather sticker, I could probably really turn them out with that convex grind. Look at that. Taking a little more time on it now. Really good for that. It's probably enough feather sticks. Now, as you've seen before, I've always showed on the channel, I always just use a little dryer lint. And I've seen people strike right on these feathers. I watch it online a lot. And I watch them strike right on them feathers and get a fart going. Well, let's try this one to see how it, see it strikes a far still easy enough. Now, I've seen them strike right on that and get one going. I'm not having any luck at it, but I've seen them do it. Of course, I don't know how long they do that and then edit it or whatever. Now, I usually don't strike with my knives too much. I do it for these videos, but I usually just use a little thing. But that dryer lint will catch a spark easy. See, it just, I think, as I said before, you could use cattails or something like that and really do good with it. Yeah, this knife's just made for this kind of thing. You never go wrong if you had that knife and you had to go out in the woods and survive and make it. You wouldn't go wrong with this knife at all. I said before, I still stick with it. If I was running out of the house and there's only one knife I could get whatsoever, it'd be that knife right there. Or if it's a survival situation where I was just thrown into it, I'd like to have that knife right there with me. And this knife will do any kind of a task, like, you know, you see people cutting. Look at that. You're cutting a sapling off easy. Does it with ease. Good, comfortable handle. And this knife has the, put it back in the sheath while I do this part. Save your knife when you can. You see, I mean, you could get that off for a tent stake. Do that lever cut. It'll do it all. Good sharp knife. Good heavy knife. Making a good tip on that driving the ground easy. Then you could make your notch easy enough right there. I don't have anything to lay it down in baton with, but you know, you could make notch right there for a tent peg. I mean, you get the idea. Just really hogs the wood if you want it to, or you can finesse it with that convex grind, just really planing off a little bit. Really versatile. See them little shavings I can take off, or I can just hog it off of there. So other thing is that it's comfortable when it's doing it. It's got a good size handle, big enough, wide enough. Really like that knife still, and it's, you can't tell on there I don't have paper or anything, but it stayed sharp. And let's say that it wasn't hair popping sharp, I can just go drop that thing right back up with the black compound and the green compound easy. So the last thing about this knife, and then I'll end the video because you've seen it before. This is the old style. Like I said, I've had this knife a good while, probably at least 10 years. And it's got the old sheath where that hooked up under there and it locked the knife in place, but the whole handle shows here. Fire still loop. Now I like this sheath for a lot of things. It was secure, held the knife in place with this snap, and that snap's really good on the ones I've always had. And I like that loop and all that. But my everyday carry knife, the LT Ride, is in that Bushcraft style sheath, and the deal on that is I can get that thing out just anytime I need it and cut something and just back in there. This one here is a little more cumbersome. You can do it, and of course that one's in the way a little. You can get it out easy enough, and I mean that was a decent style of sheath and I liked it. But sometimes this here will kind of be getting in the way a little on some of them if it didn't hook behind that real good. This one hooks pretty good, and it does good without getting in and out. But as I said before, this is less of a knife that you'd be taking in and out. You'd mostly take it out, do your batoning, feather sticking and all that, and not be so much in and out of the sheath. That's my experience. And you could do another sheath, a Kydex or anything too on that. So one of my overall favorite knives, possibly my favorite knife. Like I said, I still stand by the fact that this is the one I'd keep if I was just running out of the house and could only keep one. You just don't, I just hadn't got many of the convex bark rivers like this to everything matching up, and the grind's real good, the edge real stable, sharpen up real easy, holds the edge good. Just a really good overall package. So I just wanted to feature that one here in my video of thanking everybody for supporting me the amount they do. And hopefully I'll be making more soon. And I hope you enjoyed the video.